Hey Game Boarders, I'm Steve Nash.
And I'm Michaela DeChester, and here's our review of Runebound.
This is a fantasy board game that has all the elements of a role-playing game. From magic to battles to ancient artifacts, dragons, items, potions, cities, markets, experience, and I can go on and on.
That's true, the game's got it all. And with its expansions and scenarios, it never gets old. You first start the game by getting a character at random and placing it in the starting city. You get some gold in your pouch and are sent out into the world.
I really love how movement is done in this game. You have these special dice that have different terrain, and whatever you roll will determine whether or not you're able to get to the next destination.
Usually in the game, your next destination is an event token. Once you reach one, you draw a card from the pile corresponding to its color. You will always encounter a fight on one of these counters.
Yeah, but you have to be careful what color you want to get, because they're categorized by difficulty. Usually you start with green ones, then you move to yellow, blue, and finally red, where you might encounter some really nasty monsters.
What's cool is that the harder the color, the more experience you can get, and spend those points on making your hero stronger. The way battles work in this game is also very interesting. You start off with before battles. These are things that test the roll that you need to make before the fight.
For example, you might meet a monster who lives in a tree. So before the battle starts, you will need to roll a climb test. If you succeed, you get bonuses. If you fail, you get negative effects.
So once you've done rolling and testing for the before battles, you start the real fight. During a fight, there's 3 rounds in which you choose 1 where you will be doing your attack and 2 where you will be defending from attacks. So the first one is a ranged battle, the second is melee, and finally there's a magic fight. Once you've defeated the monster, you get a reward and its experience token, which you can then trade in for attribute boosts, so that you can attempt to fight the next colored monsters. You do this until you are strong enough to start fighting the red monsters.
Obviously, while trying to become stronger, leveling up your guy, you will be doing some visiting inside some of the many towns and cities on the map. There you can buy items, potions, visit a doctor to heal, and even make some friends that will join you in your fights. These allies can really come in handy when fighting tougher monsters.
So, enough about how the game works. Let's review some of its aspects.
Okay, let's start with the gameplay. Is this a fun game worth playing?
I think it is. I mean, like we said, there's everything you need in this game when it comes to fantasy. The only thing that can hinder the gameplay is the battles. They sometimes take a while during another player's turn, and if you're a lot of people playing this game, then you'll be waiting quite some time.
Agreed. This game is definitely fun when it's your turn to play. But sometimes you waste your time healing in a town. It feels like you've just skipped your turn and gotta wait another 8 minutes before you can play again.
Another thing is, some of the cards have lots of writing, and this can drag the game even longer, which isn't a bad thing for people who want to spend 6 hours playing.
Yeah, I would have liked to see bigger character cards with some space to heal your wounds and fatigue without hiding the awesome art. Those artists never get what they deserve.
You're crazy. Anyways, overall,
I give it 7 on 10. It's a good game. I'm just the type that likes the game that moves a little quicker and keeping the moment of what's going on with my character.
I give it a 7.5. Really nice artwork, can be fun, and maybe the game is moving along faster if everyone knows the game cards inside out.
So there you have it, folks. To get our latest reviews, check us out on Twitter or follow us on our Facebook page at Bored to Death TV.
Yeah, and you can also send us emails to let us know what games you want to see reviewed on the show.
Thanks again for watching, and happy gaming!